A common trader mistake. Hi, it's Charlie giving you Saturday's video. So, this mistake that is so common, I'm actually going to read out to you because this was a message that came through just this week from a trader saying, how do I solve the problem of snatching at small profits when my plan says to stay to a given target? He says, about 60% of my trades I do let hit the winning trades that I leave alone hit the full target, and the other 40% of profitable trades that I'm in, I close early and I don't know why. So there can be multiple reasons why people snatch at profits. It's partly to do with our desire to be right. So as human beings, yes, we want to be right a lot of the time, but I've covered that off before as a psychological issue. But coming back to this specific trader, how does he correct this? Well, obviously I don't know enough about all of the psychological parts. Why is he doing it on some trades rather than others? The reason will be a lack of confidence. Now, that lack of confidence will come into the desire to be right because he's not confident enough to leave the trade alone on those 40% to run to their targets. Why is that? Okay, I would suggest that has he got into trades that he's sort of jumped in without much analysis? What is the nature of the trade itself? Because if you've got prior analysis or you've got trust in the pattern, then you should hold it to the target. Now, if he has got a specific pattern that he's trading with, but he's still jumping out, again, it comes back down to, at times, a loss of confidence in the pattern. Now, it could be that maybe the last couple of trades were losing trades, and so then when he's got the next trade and it's profitable, he wants to snatch at the profits. So there could be a load of reasons, but ultimately it comes back down to confidence. So how can we deal with that? What you have to do is have that self-dialogue so that you can talk to yourself and repeat to yourself, look, I have to hold on to this to its potential target. As much as I want to bank the profit right now, that will cost me further, across 100 trades. That's going to actually cost me overall. So I'm costing myself money by doing that type of thing. So ultimately, though, if you get your mind engaged before taking the trade, before you've even put the trade on, then you're more likely to have confidence in the trade to see it through. So run through it beforehand, all the reasons why you're taking that trade, and then once you're in the trade, repeat, because it's that repetition that gives you the confidence to stay with the trade and start doing that self-talk that I've been talking about just in my previous video about all the reasons why you've got to stay with it, like I've just hinted at there. Well, if I bank this profit right now, it's going to cost me, over the next 100 trades. If I do that regularly, I'm going to end up making less money. So I can't afford to bank this profit early. So today we're focusing on pre-trade. Build the confidence pre-trade. Go through the analysis, go through the setup, and all the reasons why you're going to need, once you have taken the setup, why you're going to need to stick with it. And then once you're in the trade, keep repeating all those reasons, because otherwise what happens is once you've put money on the line, you'll then see all the reasons why, and you'll look for reasons why it might turn on you. Forget that. Focus on profitability overall, not whether you're right or not on any given trade. Hopefully that's of use. Short video this weekend. Have a lovely weekend. I'll see you next week.